Hey everybody, PJ here, your friendly neighborhood person. It's the best I can do right now, I'm sorry. So, as you may or may not know, I very recently, just over a week ago now actually, had to go to the hospital to have my appendix taken out. And I thought I would just do a video talking about it because I wasn't expecting it to happen, and I thought maybe if I talk about my experiences, it could help if anybody finds themselves in a similar situation and doesn't really know what to do. I don't know, I thought maybe it might help. Or maybe it might just be interesting to hear what exactly happened. So I would say that one of my biggest flaws is that I can be quite stubborn. I am very fearful of hospitals and everything that comes with hospitals, that being needles and blood tests and waiting for long periods of time. So I often do everything in my power to avoid getting myself into situations where I would be involved with that kind of thing. So it was just over a week ago now, it was a Friday night and we had some friends over, we were playing Mario Party, the night was going well, everything was fine. And then as our friends left, I started to feel like a strange pain in my sort of stomach area, lower stomach area, and I thought, okay, maybe it's just indigestion or something, I don't know. I started to feel a bit nauseous and I thought maybe it's food poisoning. I don't know. This was about 11 p.m, so I just wanted to go to bed. I thought if I can just sleep it off, then maybe I'll be fine in the morning. However, it was really, really difficult to just shut my brain off and sleep because I was in agonizing pain. It was kind of like a tight, sharp pain in my stomach, and it slowly moved down to the lower right of my abdomen kind of area. And I said to Sophie, it's okay, I'm probably fine. The appendix is on the left, right? And she said, no, it's on the right. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not appendicitis. That would be a bit extreme. And I think when this kind of stuff doesn't often happen to you, you get in this weird mindset of thinking, well, I'm the main character of my life, of my story, so, you know, bad things like that, they wouldn't happen to me. That's not possible, it's not plausible. But that is absolutely not true. Things can happen to anyone in life, things do happen to anyone in life, but I didn't want to accept that. That was my stubbornness kind of being like, no, I'll sleep it off, I'll be fine. But I still couldn't sleep, and the pain was getting worse, and I started to shake quite a lot. I think it was the intensity of the pain that was making me shake. I've got a hot water bottle and put it over where the pain was and just tried to sleep it off. And then I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I was in worse pain. I couldn't even really pick myself up out of bed. And this was the moment where I knew that I should have gone to A&E. I knew I should have just been like, screw it, let's just go to the hospital and get checked out. But that stubborn part of your brain is thinking, no, because if you go to the hospital, that makes this all real, and this isn't real, it's just a bad dream. Just go to sleep, you'll be fine in the morning. And so I finally got to sleep, and then when I woke up, the pain was still there, and I was like, all right, it's fine, let's just go to the GP, let's just go to the drop-in clinic and see what they say. So I went over to the drop-in clinic, and after waiting for about an hour, I finally got to see a nurse who pressed around on my abdomen and said, yeah, this could be appendicitis. So she referred me to a doctor and said, go to the A&E and get it checked out. So we went over to A&E. This was around 2 p.m. on Saturday. I saw a nurse, a doctor, a surgeon. They all did various tests on me, like blood tests, which I hate. I'm not a fan of needles at all. They put a cannula in my arm, which again, not a fan of, not really got a huge tolerance for pain in general. And then a bunch of tests and waiting later, and it was around 8 p.m. maybe, and the lovely surgeon who was seeing to me and trying to figure out what was wrong said it could be appendicitis. He said they won't know for sure until they stick a camera in me and find out, but he said he thinks it's probably appendicitis, and if it is, once they have a look with their camera, they can just take it out. And so it got to around 11 p.m, still lots of waiting around to figure out what the hell was going on, and they admitted me into hospital overnight. They were overflowing with people. They didn't have enough beds for people, they didn't have enough staff for people. You would ask for some painkillers and you'd wait an hour and a half to get them. It was really bad. And I don't blame the hospital, they're just overworked and don't have enough money. So a lot of waiting, in pain still, and I'm waiting for a bed, and it gets to about 2:30 a.m. So I'm waiting and waiting, and they finally managed to find a place for me to sleep for the night. Gets to around 4 p.m. and I finally find myself starting to drift off to sleep, thank God. I was wearing a little eye mask because they said they couldn't turn off the lights, and the lights were like proper bright daylight lights, so it was really messing up my body clock. Anyway, it gets to around 4 a.m. and I start to feel someone messing around with my cannula, and I just jolt awake, take my eye mask off, and one of the nurses is just plugging an IV into me, and I'm not very experienced with this kind of thing, so maybe that's a normal thing to do when someone's trying to sleep. Sophie went home to try and get some sleep, so I was here by myself, and I was just freaking out. The nurse told me she had to take my blood pressure and do another blood test, and I was really freaking out. I did not like this at all. Some people handle this better than others, but I'm not very good with blood tests. I've had to have a lot in my lifetime. I have to have them quite regularly. regularly, and I never get used to them. I always hate them. I always have to have someone there with me, but I was alone and I was freaking out. And I said, wait, stop. No, I don't want it. Don't do it right now. And the nurse was just like, well, okay, it'll just delay things, but okay. So she leaves and I'm texting Sophie saying, hey, I'm really freaking out. This is horrible. Can you please come back to the hospital? So Sophie comes back. They do the freaking blood test that hurt more than anything, and I'm just feeling all kinds of weird. I've got an IV drip in, feeding me fluids because I'm not allowed to eat or drink for like however long, and so I ended up getting maybe 1 or 2 hours sleep in the end. I wake up at 8 a.m. when I was told the surgery would be, and then it gets to about 11 a.m. and they moved me to a proper ward, which was nice, but I'm still waiting for the surgery to happen. Then it got to about 1 p.m. and it was finally time for them to scoop my appendix out. I just wanted it gone forever, please. Thank you very much. I was really nervous and I was panicking, but the doctors and the nurses, they were really kind and they were comforting me and making me feel better. I've had general anesthetic a couple of times, and this time I really remembered vividly how it felt going under. But as the anesthetic took effect, it just felt like I was sort of sinking, and all the sounds started to like sort of crackle and get fuzzy and muffled, and then yeah, just this weird feeling of sinking, but like a cozy warmth sinking. And this as well, I can't describe it, but the feeling of this around my face, I don't know what this is, but that's how it felt, you know? And then before I know it, I'm awake. I'm waking up feeling groggy and weird, and there's a nurse smiling at me and I'm smiling back because the anesthetic's making me go woozy and weird. And one of the first things the nurse told me when I woke up was my parents were here, which is a really comforting thing to hear. I don't know, my parents live like 3 hours away, so I don't get to see them as often as I'd like. So just knowing they were nearby made me feel safe, I don't know. So once I've kind of woken up to the best of my ability, they wheeled me through into the ward again. My parents are there and I'm waking up and everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay, and everything went fine in the end. It was a lot of waiting, but everything went fine. Then Sophie came back to the hospital to get me home, basically, with my parents. And I got home, I laid in my own bed, and I was out. And then when I woke up in the morning, I was in a bit of pain, sure, but I was home, and that's what I was most excited about, because when I was told that I had to stay 1, maybe 2 nights in the hospital, I really didn't like that. Like I said, I already have a fear of hospitals and everything that come with them. So knowing you've got to stay overnight rather than in the comfort of your own bed is daunting, and I don't like it. So being back home was nice, and then I just rested for like a week. And I'm still in a bit of pain now, and the scars are kind of sensitive, but it was the right thing to do, and I know now if I ever feel anything like that again, well, not that again, I don't think I'm ever going to have appendicitis again. That's gone. That is eradicated from this mortal realm. Gone. Obliterated. But if I ever have any other problems, just go see someone. I just need to go see someone, because it's not worth waiting around. They said they caught my appendicitis early, which was good, but I know for a fact that if you don't catch it early and it bursts, you're in trouble. It's not good. That is could be fatal. So yeah, that is pretty much my story. Sorry that it wasn't a very humorous story. It was more of just this happened and it really sucked, but I'm glad it's over now kind of story. A friend of mine a couple of days ago did ask, how did you know to go to hospital? And it was a thing where I kind of knew. The pain was unlike something I'd felt before. Like, I know what indigestion feels like, and it wasn't that. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that this was a pain that I needed to get checked out, really. So it is a good job I did. It's a weird thing, but I think your body does just kind of know, and it does just kind of tell you. And I definitely should have listened to my body that first night when I was in a lot of pain. I'm so glad it's over now. I can't wait to fully recover so I can actually do things again. Don't get me wrong, I like to have a lazy day now and again, but I am very thankful that I'm back on my feet and it wasn't anything, I guess, more serious. That's a good note to end on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this appendectomy story. I don't know if that's a thing, if people share these kind of stories, but hey ho. Oh, I should actually say that this Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be at London MCM Comic Con. I'm going to be in the Summer in the City area, so if you want to come along to my shop, say hey, take a picture or something, I'm going to be there, so come along, it's going to be cool. Okay, I'm going to go do something now. I don't know what, but I'm going to do something. Nice, awesome. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.